There's something your dog does that almost every owner has experienced, but no one really talks about seriously. You stand up, and within seconds, your dog stands up too. You walk into another room, they follow. You go to the kitchen, they're right behind you, and then comes the moment that makes you pause. You walk into the bathroom, close the door, and suddenly, they're outside, waiting, sometimes scratching, sometimes just sitting there quietly, and you can't help but think, why does my dog do this? Is it just habit? Is it clinginess? Or is it something deeper? Because the truth is, your dog following you everywhere isn't random. It's not meaningless. And it's definitely not just about wanting food or attention. It's something much more instinctive than that. Something that goes back to how dogs see the world. And more importantly, how they see you. Because in your dog's mind, you are not just someone they live with. You are the center of their world. And when you start to understand that, everything begins to make sense. Dogs are pack animals. That's not just a fun fact. It's the foundation of how they think, how they feel, and how they behave. In a pack, separation is never casual. Members don't just wander off alone without reason, because being alone means being vulnerable. It means being exposed, and your dog still carries that instinct, even in the safety of your home. So when you stand up and leave, even if it's just to grab something simple, your dog's instinct doesn't say, oh, they'll be back. It says, why are they leaving? Should I go too? Am I supposed to stay or follow? And most of the time, they choose to follow, not because they don't trust you, but because staying behind feels unnatural to them. It feels wrong. And this is where most people misunderstand their dog. They think, my dog is too attached. My dog can't stay alone. My dog is being needy. But from your dog's perspective, they're just doing what feels right. They're staying close to the one thing that makes them feel safe. You. And that's the part people don't realize. Your dog doesn't follow you because they're weak. They follow you because you are their point of stability, their reference, their sense of direction in a world they don't fully understand. And when that reference moves, they move too. But here's where it gets interesting, because not all following behavior is the same. Sometimes it's calm. Your dog walks behind you slowly, relaxed, no urgency, no tension, just present. That kind of following, that's trust, that's comfort. That's your dog simply choosing to be near you. But other times, it feels different. They follow faster, closer, more alert, sometimes even anxious. And that's where you need to pay attention, because that kind of following isn't just about connection. It's about uncertainty. Your dog is trying to stay close because they're not fully sure what's going on. They're watching you more carefully, reading you more closely, trying to understand something that feels slightly off. And this is the part most owners miss, because to you, everything feels normal. You're just walking around your house, going from one room to another, doing everyday things. But your dog isn't just seeing your actions. They're feeling your energy. And if your energy changes, even slightly, your dog notices. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're distracted. Maybe your mind is somewhere else. You don't think it matters. But to your dog, it changes everything. Because now, you don't feel as predictable. And when predictability drops, your dog stays closer. Not out of love alone, but out of caution. And that's why sometimes your dog follows you more on certain days than others. It's not random. It's a response. A silent reaction to something you're not even aware of. And then there's the bathroom. The one place where it feels the strangest. Because you're not just moving around anymore. You're disappearing. You close the door. You break the visual connection. And for your dog, that changes the situation completely. Now they can't see you. They can't read you. They can't understand what you're doing. And instinctively, that creates tension. So they wait, right outside, sometimes quietly, sometimes scratching. Not because they don't respect boundaries, but because in their mind, you just walked into a space they can't access. And that doesn't make sense to them, because in a pack, members don't just disappear behind closed spaces. So your dog waits until things feel normal again, until you come back out, until they can see you and reconnect. And the moment you open that door, their reaction says everything. That little burst of excitement, that quick movement toward you, that relief. It's not dramatic, but it's real. Because for them, you didn't just come out of the bathroom. You came back. And that's something they never take lightly. Now here's the part that really changes how you see all of this. Your dog isn't following you just physically. They're following you emotionally. 2, they're constantly checking in, constantly adjusting, constantly trying to stay in sync with you. And that means the way you live your life affects them more than you think. If you're calm, they're calm. If you're restless, they feel it. If you're disconnected, they notice. And their behavior shifts with yours. So the next time your dog follows you, Don't. Just see it as a habit. Don't brush it off as something small. Pay attention to how they follow. The speed, the distance, the energy. Because in that movement, there's information, there's meaning, there's a reflection of something deeper, and once you start seeing it that way, you stop asking, Pa, why does my dog follow me? And you start asking, what is my dog feeling right now? And that question changes everything. Because the more you understand your dog, the more you realize they've been trying to understand you all along.